Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the stats update for Victoria, July 2019. I hope you're enjoying your summer. It's been really nice here, lots of sun. Let's see what's been happening in real estate. The overall numbers look like this. Units listed 1152, sold units 706, sell list ratio of 61%. We're averaging about 644 100,000 on a unit, and our price ratio is at 98%, days to sell at 48, and active listings at month end is almost 3,000. The real estate board puts out a digest each month, and you can find that online if you visit homevictoria.com. So homevictoria.com, click on market update, and that's going to take you out to that full complete document. I'm going to go through some of the highlights and some of the stats I've created. If you want to be subscribed to this newsletter, scroll to the bottom of that page. E-newsletter sign up is here. And so if you found this video on YouTube or what have you, Facebook, you can actually be notified by email if you like when this comes out each month. So this is what we found. We sold 706 properties in July, which is 8.4% more than what we sold last July, but it's a decrease from June. But it's summer, and that sometimes happens, right? Historically, we see that. Sales of condos were at 14.4% increase, and single family dwellings increased 2% from last July, and so our sales numbers are up over month. And now activity is feeling a bit more normal. We have a little bit more inventory. We have more choice for the buyers, and we actually have less. We've got 3% decrease compared to the month of June, but we've got a 13% increase in active listings compared to the end of July. So again, kind of seasonal. We had more listings in June than we do in July, but we have more than we had last July. So comparing month to month, we've actually got an increase. Now, value for single family dwelling in July of last year was $889, and this year in that same month, $858. So we've seen it decline, and it was also slightly less than June's value at $859. Now for condos, not the same. In July of last year, it was $508, and it's increased by 3% to $523 for this July. And June was at $524. Now in the $1.5 million plus market, that accounts for about 4% of the market. They've told us there. The high-end home pricing is softer, but it only accounts for 4.6% of our total market. So here's our benchmark performance over time for price on single family dwellings, and are in red. The townhomes are in blue. The condos are in yellow. These are our most recent numbers coming out here. So you can see a flat, an increase in towns, and a flat on the single family. And our sales to active listing ratio, 30%. So not at the extremes of 80% or 8%. We're somewhere here, what they say, above 25%, there's upward pressure on pricing, and it's technically still a seller's market. And once it gets to about 10%, it's more of a buyer's market. 15 to 20% is a balanced market. So we're headed more towards a balanced market. Now, let's see what's happening with units listed. This is where we are, the blue here. And in 15, we had a bit more inventory coming to the market, but that was the only year that we really had more inventory coming to the market than this past year, for this month anyway. And for units sold, we're over here. And what we see is that we actually sold more units in 17, 15, and 16 than this year, but we sold less last year. So we're kind of up from where we were in terms of demand from last year. And then active listings at month end. The only year that we had more active listings for offering was 2015, before the prices kind of went up higher. Than they've been flat for a while, and they kind of started to spike around that time. And this is partly why we had more inventory. And once it started to, decline, we started to have some increase in pricing. And this is the trend of that pricing here. When we look over here at average price per unit, we've got, this is our number here, 2019. So we are above the other years with the exception of 18, which if 18 was even a normal year, we'd still be below it. So we're coming back down price-wise. least on average, okay? And then average days to sell is here. So we were slower to sell in 15, but faster to sell in all the other years. So we're becoming a little slower. We're creeping back to us, taking a bit more time. And here's our single family month of inventory. And we've got more inventory single family than we've had for these past 5 years for this particular month. Look at that. So that gives more choice to buyers. And then condo, months of inventory. Here we are, 2019. We had more in 15, but we had less all these other years. Townhomes, here we are here. And we had more in 15 and we had more in 18, slightly more, 18 in terms of that relationship anyway. It's actually a ratio, it's not an exact number. And then we have single family dwelling prices, historic average prices charted here from the real estate board. And it shows this is kind of the increases that we've seen since 15 up. And we've seen the same kind of trend, almost it's very similar in condo. And then again here in townhomes. And that's because of how much inventory is available, how much supply and demand, so on. Now here's an example of what can be done for your particular neighborhood. We can look at trends and just see what's happening. So this is South Oak Bay single family dwellings. Here we are July. I've tracked June numbers as well, but we had 60 homes listed, 6 sold, 10 canceled or expired, 44 active at the end of the month, which is, we had 7.3 months of inventory, 4.4 last month. And it was similar in that range for the previous few months that we've been tracking, I've been tracking this. So this here is, quite a difference, as is the sale ratio. 17%, it's now to 10. This was a bit higher on this side too. Average list price has gone up though, 2.1 versus 1.9. Average sale price is pretty consistent around that 1.375 number. Average assessed value 1.8, last month was 1.7. Days on market, this past month 60, but the month before 50. Average price per square, 569, 6. It was up to 7 one of these other months. And our average sale price to list price, 97 to 87, or 97 to 98, and 96 to 101 is our average sale price to assessed value. This is in relation to the tax assessed value. So they're selling, for instance, at 96% of their tax value this month, but last month it was at 101. So these numbers can change quite, obviously from month to month. So, but over time we can kind of see the trends. Now, if you have any questions about real estate, last month I finished 8th over 300 agents. The month before, I think it was 14, and the month before 11. So if you do have any questions about real estate, feel free to reach out. You can find me online at homevictoria.com. And you can sign up here for the newsletter. You can subscribe to MLS Search here as well and check out some real estate reports, etc. So feel free to pass this video along. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you the best, and we'll talk to you again next month. Take care.